All right, we're going to get started on some stretches here. So we have some quadricep stretches that we're about to do, some glutes, some hamstrings, and as well as some lower back. So this first one we're doing is going to be specifically for your quads and actually a little bit of your hip flexors as well. Make sure you can use your foot up on a bed or a wall. And then you want to try your best to squeeze your glutes while lifting that arm above your head. It's going to make sure that your stretch gets deep into your hip flexor and your quadricep. It's on the front of your leg there. And make sure you're breathing, so breathing in your nose and out your mouth. Slow and controlled breaths. Do not let your breath get away from you. It will make it very difficult for you to release in the stretch. Remember, we're holding these stretches for about 45 seconds. If you follow along with me, I'll go to a full length on each stretch. So when I finish, you should be finished. All right, we're switching sides. Okay, get that arm up. Don't forget to squeeze your glutes, especially on the side that the knee is bent upon the ground. We're focusing on our breaths right now. We're breathing in our nose and out our mouth. Just a few more seconds here. In time. All right, so you're gonna get a belt. So I'm using a stretch band, but you can use a belt. Or anything that can pull your foot like this. Really, a towel. I've used a towel before. It works well. You want to lace it across the ball of your foot so you can pull your foot towards you and down towards you as well. Making sure your bottom leg stays flat. I keep my hand on my leg just to help me remind myself to keep my leg down because it likes to creep up sometimes. Same thing here with our breath. We're focusing on breathing in our nose and out of our mouth. When you're breathing out, picture the breath brushing against the muscle you want to relax. It's a visualization that should help you release the muscle. Okay, we're going to switch sides. Okay, the same thing on the other side here. Keeping the band around the ball of your foot. And obviously you want to keep both legs as straight as possible. Deep breaths. Good. Okay, this is going to be for your glutes. Okay. So if you can't reach around your knee, like you see me doing here, you can also grab behind your leg. That's another variant to this stretch. Still accomplishes the same thing. If you can't get into this position, then we'll have to get another stretch for you for this particular muscle. Good. Keep going. Focus on the breath, go a little bit higher. Excellent. We can go ahead and switch sides here. Remember, when you're in this stretch, you want to make it so it's uncomfortable. It may put you at a place of pain, but don't think if it's a pain of over 7, then you need to back off. You can get close to 7, but if you start biting down and clenching your teeth or something like that, then you know you're stretching a little bit too far. You should be able to breathe through it and allow your muscles to relax. Good. Try to lift it a little bit higher. And coming up on time here. You're almost there. We'll go a few more seconds. Good. And time. Okay. So next stretch is going to be for our lower back. You can allow your hips to twist. Don't try to bring your knee across your body without allowing your hips to twist. That's quite important. And also make sure that you're keeping your back, specifically if you focus on your shoulder blades, that can help you keep your back flat. Remember to pass on this flexibility test. Your goal is to get your knee to the floor. Deep breaths are quite critical for this stretch, especially to allow your back to release. So same concept applies. You want to breathe in your nose and out your mouth while exhaling. Just visualize yourself releasing. Okay, go ahead and switch sides. All right. And as we're pushing over, remember, exhale. It's normal for it to start, a little bit above the ground or wherever it is. You should travel a good 4 to 6 inches throughout the stretch. About 10 more seconds. Good, and time. Okay, this is for your hamstrings. This is another stretch variant for that. It's a little bit more focused on another portion of the hamstring. Notice that your toes pulled back, your foot is not pointed. That's very important. And my back is fairly straight, which is another key factor in this stretch as well. Deep breaths. It's also perfectly fine to put your hand on the ground on this stretch to maybe help balance. I didn't do it on that one, but it's perfectly fine to do. Just like this one right here. Okay, as I'm holding this stretch here, just thinking about slowly allowing my muscle to release and getting my chest closer to my knee. So just remember thinking about bringing your chest to your knee. Looking good, about 20 more seconds. And time. All right, so this is a lower back stretch. Remember to suck in your belly on this one. You don't want to just push back, you want to suck in and round your back as best as you can. You're pushing the floor, pushing yourself away from the floor with your palms into your glutes. You're sitting back onto your feet. Okay? And you want to maintain that position for the whole time. If you want to move those hands to reposition yourself, that's perfectly fine. Good, coming up on time. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, here is the last stretch. Now this looks similar to the hamstring stretch, but we are doing something different here. So we're sucking in our belly, similar to the last one you just did for your lower back. This is another lower back stretch. Okay, you're pulling in your belly, and you're rounding your back now. Now I'm trying to get my head down to basically to my lower thigh, not my upper thigh, but I'm looking at the top of my knee on the knee that's bent on the ground. Okay, you want to focus on rounding your back on this one as best as you can. Still focusing on your breaths. You're breathing in your nose and out your mouth. Should take about 3 to 4 seconds per inhalation and exhalation. So nice and slow. Okay, we're going to flip it over to the other side. All right, so when we're on this other side, make sure you're pulling in your belly just like on the other side. And you're looking down at that knee. So my back is rounded. I'm bringing my chin to my chest. That just intensifies the stretch. So you may feel this in upper back, you may feel this mid back or lower back because you're stretching every vertebrae in this. Usually the tightest muscle in your back, you're going to feel it first. Good, about 15 more seconds on this stretch. All right, so this is comprising, as we're wrapping this up here, this is getting your lower body pretty stretched out. You want to do these about 2 to 3 times, okay? If you can repeat that, you'll be good to go.